Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. This is my part 2 of back to school, and this is going to be shopping edition. So what is that, you may ask? Basically, it's what is essential for you guys to buy when you're going back to school. It might be something that's quite common sense, but there might be things that you missed and you might think, actually, I never thought of that. So I just want to kind of use this as a checklist for myself as well as others to make sure that we have everything ready for the academic year. A most common sense thing is a planner, but a planner can be so many different things. I have 2 planners in total. One is a paper poster one and another one is a book. So I'll show you both of them. I've been using this since I was in year 9. It was starting my GCSEs. This is how much I love I think it's a brand, I'm going to call it a brand. But basically it's just they do it in academic years. I don't buy a year one, I buy the academic one. So it starts in August, so, oh no, it starts in July. It just starts in July 31st and then ends in, I think, also July. Yeah, so it ends on the 1st of August. So yeah, it's such an easy way to keep notes. It goes by times, so I just find that so useful. And then I also cut up a photo of my poster. I can't bother to take it off my wall, but basically I got this from Tesco's. All of this was from Tesco's, by the way. And it's just literally a visual one, so it doesn't go into too much detail. It just literally, when I wake up in the morning, I can just quickly look at it and know, instead of having to flip through this. This is something I would look in more detail in things. So next one is a common thing as well, notebooks. But you can get so many different notebooks, it's unbelievable. So you really do need to know which notebooks are best for you. I really struggle with the notebooks that have the dividers in. I really don't understand how people can work like that. I know my boyfriend, he works with the divider ones. I do not understand it. I just feel like I'll get really panicky when I'm getting towards that divider. I'm like, actually, I've got so much more content to fit in. I'd rather have make my own dividers in it. But that's up to everyone's different. I'm going to show you my 3 type of notebooks I use. I don't know if you could be the same, and it's something you might not even think about. So my first one is these ones, the ones that have holes in them, so I can put them, as you see, it's very used, put them inside my folders and then I can take them out again. Such a common one for me to use for each subject, so much easier to just put in, and then I just take the whole folders to school instead of having separate ones or just sliding it in hoping that it stays in. At least now I know that it won't fall out. And as you can see, it's a common theme. It's because I keep all my notebooks kind of the same colour for that year. So it's just the normal plain binder folders, basically, just common ones most people use. As you can see, I've got my own dividers in it that I made. And then this year I've decided to go for a bit of a smaller notebook, and it's just these classic ones. So this will just keep all my notes in. So this is what I'm going for the year 2. I felt like having that for year 1 was great, but now I want to go into a smaller, more condensed it instead of that. There's so many different notebooks you can get out there, so it's literally all depending on yourself. So another thing to get is folders. So I feel like you should always keep your stuff colour coded so that they all stay the same colour and you kind of know. That's how I kind of do it. So I know that for my media it's grey and I would like to call it orange. I'm going to call it orange. It's grey and orange. I always keep my folders and my plastic wallets and things like that all kind of the same colour. Next thing is plastic dividers. So you might think, why plastic ones? But I feel like for me, plastic dividers can last you years rather than the paper ones. So they are bad for the environment, but also they are so much easier to reuse. So I've been using plastic dividers now since I was in year 8, and I basically had the same dividers since I was in year 8 to now. So I've been using them for so many years, and I could probably hand them down to my sister whenever I'm done with them, or just keep them in my folder. Rather than having to keep buying paper ones that just rip constantly, and it just is so annoying. This one is a to-do list. I actually only have just discovered this So all through A levels in year 12, even at home when we were home studying, I would write to-do lists all on post-it notes and on revision cards and things like that, and it kind of gets lost. So now this year I've decided to buy myself this. So this is a to-do list. I got it from Tesco's, and then guess what? It's the same colour as my notebooks. By the way, I'm not talking about the orange ones, I'm talking about the black one, the one for year 2, because this is going to be for year 2 and black ones are going to be for year 2, not the orange ones. Okay, I know that's what you were thinking, that black and orange were the same colour, but they're not. I'm not talking about the orange ones, I'm talking about the black ones. So yeah, it's just a to-do list, and you've got loads of things and writing and dates and things like that to put in, so that I do not lose all my to-do lists and they can all stay together. I'll show you an example of my starting to-do list. So this is what I've got to do. It's to do with school. So next thing is subject essentials. So obviously I can't cover for all of you guys what you need for each of your subjects. It would be physically impossible and such a long video. So I'm just going to suggest a couple of things. Like maths, you always need calculator, ruler, protractors and things like that. For art subjects, you're going to need spare sketchbooks, paintbrushes, pens and things like that. If you can't afford them, it's okay, your school will hopefully give them to you, but it's always nice to have some at home. You can always buy the cheap ones from Poundland and things like that. I've got cheapy stuff, it lasts and it works. So there's just loads of different subjects that needs different things. You can always go online or ask your school, like, what does my subject need and things like that, and there'll be a list. Or you just see loads of YouTube videos of people that go through their subjects and what they have. You'll always find it. There's always someone out there that takes the same subjects as you. Thing is, what I done in year 12 was I actually went out and discovered what textbook we'll be using for that year. My A-level textbook was £30. I've gone from buying £5.99 textbooks in GCSEs to £30 textbooks, and then if I go to university it's gonna be like £100. So you know, yeah. So I always bought my textbook beforehand so that I could maybe like start the subject or kind of get a bit of briefing into it, and just for my own knowledge, not to like show off in the class. If you're in my classes, you know I do not do that. I barely raise my hand. But yeah, it's just an easy thing to do. And then also my school gave us a textbook. So now, if you look at my media study video that's going to come up soon, I'm going to show you what I do with the two textbooks. Basically, one of them I keep at home and the other one I take to school that just stays in my school bag. So I constantly have a textbook on me and I don't forget them. And the last thing is, of course, stationery. So if you go watch my stationery video, where I showed you guys what I take to school as a normal student, and I just show you what's inside the pencil case and explain why you need to have them. Thank you guys so much for watching. My next video is going to be up on the 28th for a back to school version. I'm also going to be putting little videos in between of subjects that I take and what I do for them, and kind of how I like prepare and things like that. So they're kind of quite niche videos, whereas these are kind of all rounded for all subjects. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.